Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Oh, what a shot! What a goal! That's one of the goals of the
Good evening to you all. Yes, it's Ken Stewart here. I'm your host for tonight. I'm not in my normal location. You can probably hear me perfectly well, so you know I'm not at home. I'm in a secret. Well, it's not secret. I'm at Sky Blue Tavern tonight. I'm in the Going Callister booth. We thought we'd venture out and do something different. We've got a couple of guests. We're going to discuss that Norwich game from Saturday, where we got a point in the end, but could easily have been three. We have got three guests tonight. They're all on screen now. Claudio, good evening.
Good evening, fellas. Everybody okay?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. And good evening, Wayne.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening. Okay, let's start then with the. Let's discuss that game yesterday against Norwich, where we'll start with the team selection, Wayne. I mean, there was a few eyebrows raised with the team selection. It's a bit of a wobbler. It's thrown a bit of a wobbler for a lot of people because nobody expected Matty Godden to be dropped, did they?
No, not at all. I think most fans were asking for him to be given a rest at the end of the game and then the two big guys to have the last 15, 20 minutes maybe. So, yeah, it was a shock, but it was brave, especially against Norwich, you know, a bit of another bogey side of ours.
Yeah. I mean... He must say, obviously, he made the changes. I mean, when we seen it, well, what did you think, Claudio, about Godden? Because I didn't expect Godden to be dropped. I thought he'd stick with Godden and Sims, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange because there was no indication beforehand because he played virtually every minute of every game apart from the few minutes during the midweek we took him off. Yeah. That was the biggest surprise. But there was other surprises, wasn't there? Taking Binks out and Latibodiere.
Yes.
I mean, we were talking about that and we said, you know, he's wanted a squad. And what's the point of having a squad if you don't rotate some of the players? So we probably just need to get used to it now. That's what's going to happen. But he may have rotated the wrong ones, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I thought first half it was a bit... 50-50, I suppose. But they didn't really test Ben Wilson that much, did they? But we didn't really get into the game really till the second half. First half was a bit 50-50. Would you say, Wayne?
Wow. Yes and no. I mean, I didn't think we'd got a goal in us for the 90 minutes personally.
It didn't look like we were going to score, did it?
No.
And Norwich, you always got that impression that they could probably go up a gear, maybe. I don't know, but. They normally do against us.
It was a strange tactic by their manager, though, because I've read somewhere afterwards that he wanted to allow us to have the possession. Yeah.
Well, that was strange, because normally against Norwich. I mean, last year against Norwich, we lost 4-2 at home, didn't we? Where I think they went. Did they go 4-0 up or something like that? Something ridiculous, or 3-0 up, and we came back into the game, didn't we? In the last stages, but. We haven't got a great record against Norwich over the last few years. How did you see that first half, Claudio?
Well, it was a strange one, wasn't it? Because
it's very strange.
I just felt we were lacking creativity, weren't we? It just wasn't happening. We weren't getting anything to the front two. Yeah. Regardless of how people think they play, we've got three forwards who like it on the floor. That's obvious because the two big lads don't like heading the football. That's obvious as well to me. Yeah, and there was nothing coming through. Ayari couldn't find his passing boots whatsoever. Alan was running around like he normally does, and poor Josh was, for all his hard work, just couldn't seem to put a foot right. They'd win the ball back, then couldn't play it. It was a really mishmash first half, wasn't it? And I mean, when they scored, it wasn't a surprise because you just think it's typical. We've had plenty of the ball, but not really done much with it. and then the first opportunity, the first real mistake we make, and they score. But I mean, early on, I think was it Thomas who yet again played a strange ball across the back of the 18-yard box where Ben had to run out. So that was after about 2 or 3 minutes. Clear it. Very a very, very average first half. Nothing in it, was it? Absolutely nothing.
No. We had to improve. If we wanted to win that game or get anything from that game, we had to come out and improve in that second half, which we did, didn't we, Wayne? I thought second half were a lot better.
We were better.
I thought he should have made the changes earlier, though. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely should have made them earlier, but it wasn't working in the first half, and I don't know why he left it so long. Yeah,
I was surprised he left it so long, to be honest, because it was crying out for changes, especially up front. I just thought Hadji and Sims, they were just sort of too far away from each other. They weren't connecting, were they? For some reason. I know we had to try. We were saying we've got to give them a try. We didn't know what they were going to. We'd never played together before, have they? So, fair play. We know what it. I mean, given time, it might work, but it wasn't very impressive in that first half with Hadji and Sims. They just seemed to be too far away from each other, and they weren't connecting with the balls that were being played. And something needed to change. And I think when he did make the change, eventually it was about 65 minutes, weren't it, Claudio?
Yeah.
Game. That's when we seem to be getting a foothold in the game then.
Well, I thought Latibaudiere come on, and he just looked like a natural midfielder, holding midfielder. I mean, he was doing that SEN Makaleli role. And he was strong, physical, and as soon as he got the ball, he wanted to take it forward as well. Milan as a right wing back is just brilliant, isn't he? As soon as he came on, the emphasis was let's get forward, which for some reason for 75 minutes we weren't doing. I mean, it's not like we haven't got players who can't do that. That's what I don't understand. His attitude was totally different. I'm going to have a go at this, and we just pushed it forward. But it did look good with Sakamoto going on to the left-hand side as well.
Yeah, we'll come on to him in a bit, Sakamoto. He had an excellent game.
But it was just like better Godden being on the pitch, running. See, I think people don't realise how much work Godden does off the ball. It's not just all about scoring goals.
He makes them little runs, doesn't he? That and a lot of work, takes defenders away and creates space for the players.
And he's been doing this role for 3 seasons. He knows what the role is. I mean, the goal at the end completely changed the attitude of the fan base at the end of the match, because they were a few minutes away from getting slaughtered, and as we left the stadium, it felt like we'd won the game. It was weird, wasn't it?
It did.
It felt the opposite, didn't it?
Yeah, it's always nice to score, especially right near the end.
Exactly. I mean, we deserved it, really. I mean, we did deserve it, and probably Sakamoto should have won it at the end, but we did. We deserved a minimum a point, because Norwich did not come. That was anti-football at times. It did not come to play.
No. I think they were trying to hang on to what they had, really, weren't they? And
they were time wasting at 0-0.
Yeah, they were. And in the end, they had to settle.
The keeper was unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he wasted 4 minutes on his own in that second half. I can't believe there's only 4 minutes added on.
That is just
There was in total 10 substitutions, wasn't there? If you think about all the subs that came on,
all in the second half. Yeah.
So start the season.
The refereeing was awful.
Yeah, at the start of the season we were getting 10 minutes, and now we're getting 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think they start off and they start making an example, and they start saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to give them like double figure minutes, like 9, like 10, 11 minutes." And then it was all sort of petered out now the last few games, hasn't it? We've gone back to normal, like you're getting 3 and 4, like we normally do, in any normal game. That's without any time wasting. But they're supposed to be clamping down on all the time wasting. But the referee on Saturday was terrible. He didn't give much anyway to start with, and then he didn't have the time on that they should have. I thought, I mean, the guy in front of me, he said we're looking at least 8 minutes here. It's got to be. And when he put up 4, I couldn't believe it.
I thought because I could hear a lot of fans moaning at Sims and Wright for not pressing the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I think the idea was to let the keeper have it, so he then had to go long and not. We were sort of holding like a 3/4 press, they call it, where they don't engage with the keeper, so he has to play either long or wide.
Yeah.
The problem was the keeper was happy not to kick the ball.
Yeah.
So we were booing the keeper, but he's not actually doing anything wrong because he's put the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
So he's not actually time wasting then, is he? As such, the referee can't stop the clock if he's rolling it on the floor, it's in play, isn't it? But then as soon as we engage, the ball gets moved in between our forward line and our midfield, so there's massive gaps appear everywhere.
Yeah.
So if the two lads press, everybody has to press. You can't just do two players and nobody else. So I think the two fellas up front was sort of a rock and a hard place, wasn't it? What did they do? In some ways, a couple of times, Ayari came forward to try and break it a little bit, because unless you do it as a whole team, you can't do it, because they'll play straight through you, which is, I suppose, to our credit, they rarely did they?
No, they didn't. I thought, Wayne, did you think the subs obviously changed the game a little bit? Didn't they? Brought it in our favour, really? Give us that threat from us, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely the subs made a difference. We've been wanting to see Latibia there in the midfield for a while.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it needed, but it should have been earlier. I just thought it should have brought him on a little bit earlier, and because we were crying out for a change, things weren't working.
We could have made those changes at half time for me because of how poor it was in the first half.
Yeah, I was very surprised at half time when I come back up at half time and they hadn't made any subs. I was really surprised. I thought, well, we can't leave it too long. We can give them 10 minutes normally. 5, even that. I thought, but I was very surprised he never made a change at half time, at least one, because it clearly wasn't working, especially up front with Hadji and Sims. I mean, Hadji for me, I don't know what your view on Hadji is. I think, look, he's a player that's going to improve. Potential's there, obviously, but I think he's just better at the moment coming off the bench rather than starting. The game's just started. He hasn't really got into the game, has he? He seems to be more productive, if you like, and more effective if he's coming off the bench. Do you agree with that, Claudio?
Yeah, I just think his whole mannerisms is what winds some of the fans up. I think, because they see him as a big guy, they're expecting him to be people to the ground. And
that first game against Leicester, he looked really, really good, didn't he?
Yeah, and I just think, because he did one run where he won a corner, did really well, and the ball goes out. And I said to my lad, look the way he gambles back onto the pitch. Fans don't like to see that. They want to see him running on back onto the pitch again, looking like, come on, find my head kind of thing, put it on my head. He's probably far too laid back, which is what the problem is, I think, for some fans.
Yeah.
We need more out of him. I know it's a record signing, so I suppose people are expecting a lot more than what we're getting. But our last record signing was one of the world's best, wasn't he? Robbie Keane. So it makes and he's nowhere near that sort of quality. I mean, to sign somebody like Robbie Keane now, you're looking at 50 million, aren't you? That's the difference.
Oh, easy.
He may be our record signing, but it means absolutely nothing in terms of the quality of play you're getting. That's just the markets now, isn't it?
I didn't know much about him really until he came.
Nobody did. I mean, we signed him and everyone was acting like he's a world beater. I've never heard of him. I didn't even realise he played against England in the World Cup.
No, I didn't. I didn't, to be honest. And
so there you go. Yeah, but maybe he just needs time to settle. Sure his wife, she's had a baby. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, we just think he's okay. He's American. We're British. He should be able to settle in. It's not that easy. Some people can't settle in if they move from Warwickshire to Worcestershire. You know what I mean? And it's just so you don't know how he's coping with life. It can be difficult.
Yeah.
We talk the same language. We're not the same people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Wayne, do you agree with that about Hadji? What's your views on Hadji?
Yeah, I'm quite disappointed, to be honest with you. But I think the price tag makes a difference. He was unknown. He's got a big price tag. He started off really well, like you said, against Leicester and that, and some of the, I don't know. Jury's out for me on him at the minute.
Yeah. Well, I think same as me really. I think I'll probably agree with you there. The jury's still out on him. I was quite excited with that performance against Leicester, first game of the season. I thought, got a good player, half decent player here, could cause problems for defenders. But then he's sort of gone off the ball a bit now, isn't he? So, it's hard to say really what why. But I say it might be just to say full confidence really. He scored that goal the other night, which was great against Blackburn. He's in the right place at the right time, and that must have given his confidence a world of good. But then he started obviously the next game, and he was way off it. I thought against Norwich, he didn't really do much for me. But Sims, I think he's a different kettle of fish. He's a young lad. He's going to come good. Sims, I've every confidence in Ellis Sims to get a lot more goals this season. I think once he's got them 2 against QPR, so I think he'll roll on and get a few more. What's your view on Sims then, Claudio? You think Sims is going to be okay?
Yeah, I think he will be. He's young, isn't he? I mean,
yeah.
The one thing he needs to improve on is his touch. His first touch is quite heavy at times.
Yeah.
Even when he goes on a run, he sort of seems to knock it a bit too far in front, which means the defender has got a chance to get his head down and get a tackle in.
Yeah,
Keep that ball closer to him.
I think if he has to think about it, he struggles.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so difficult.
Vic was like that sometimes. When he had loads of time, he was clear through, and you expected him to slot it home last season. On a couple of occasions, he missed it completely or fluffed it, didn't he?
Victor's touch was terrible at times.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the goals he created because the ball was rolled off his foot and probably a bit further than it should have done, and then somehow he's managed to get a shot in. But and that's, I suppose, hopefully it will come for Sims. I mean, we need them to step up, don't we? Now, I mean, we can talk about the price tag, but I suppose when we've spent that money, they expect them to be a bit more than trying to find their feet. They should be really there or thereabouts by now.
Yeah,
I mean, they've got to be trying to keep Godden out, and they didn't look like they were going to try and keep anybody from taking their place away from them on Saturday. That's how it looked to me, anyway.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with you now. I think let's have a few of the comments that are coming in. Let's have a look. Evening all, Andy Cov, little good evening. Andy, Ian Small, hi guys, nice to see you yesterday, Ian. I think you're back in France now, aren't you? Or you're going back? Nice to see you there. Craig, Coventry, Wales. Norwich are time wasting since minute 1. We all agree there, Craig. We agree with you there. They were. Hope you're all good, lads. Yeah, we are. Thank you very much. Glenn from the Sky Blue Hub. Evening, Glenn. Well done on the support of the Family Zone yesterday. Yeah, it was a great day yesterday in the Family Zone. Thanks, Glenn. We'll talk about that in the second half of the show. I've got a few photos and that to show you, and I thought we all had a good time yesterday and enjoyed it, and we'll talk a bit more about that in the second half. Paul Hughes, evening all. Evening, Paul. Sky Blue Sam, good point. Should have won really, but Norwich hung on in the end. 5-10 more minutes and we would have won that game. Yeah, quite agree. If there was a bit more time added on by the referee, as we were just saying, I think we could have probably gone and won that. Milan, Godden, Latti and Binks made good impact off the bench. Norwich were pretty poor. Yeah, they didn't offer a lot, to be honest. I quite agree with you there. Robin Fletcher, hi Robin. Ian Small. We know now Lats can do a job in midfield. MVE is class. Tats is a threat. Yeah, quite agree with you there, Ian. I think we've already discussed that. Quite agree with you there. And we'll talk about man of the match in a minute because I've got a view on man of the match. I'm sure we all have. Underage Cov fan. Second half, Cov dominated really. Norwich tactics were odd, and they were lucky that the ref didn't have his best game really. Sakamoto really good. Avari did well. Latti starts in midfield. Big Bristol City. Yeah, I agree with you there. While we're a bit slack in midfield, I think Latti should start in midfield. He's proved himself. They say he plays in there on a regular basis anyway. Kitchen also did well. Yeah, we'll come to talk about Kitchen in just a minute. I just want to have a chat about him. Underage Cov fan. of course, chaos for the last 10 minutes. It's great to see, and we nearly nicked it. You're quite right there, we did. Even if we'd have lost, I wouldn't have hammered the lads for the performance, really. Yeah, Robin's come out, didn't he, and he praised the way they performed. He was quite happy with the performance, I think. Scribe with Sam, Norwich have gone backwards, and we've improved. Yeah, well, you're probably right there, because Norwich last year, or when they came down, they were a threat, weren't they? I mean, when they played us, they looked good. And then they featured off, didn't they, when for whatever reason, because they've got quite a strong squad, Norwich. I know they sold a few players, but I thought Norwich would be up there. Wouldn't you think, Claudio? You thought Norwich would be up there challenging? With the budget they've got?
No.
Really?
Shall I tell you why? Because they lost Pookie.
Yeah, they lost a few, but they've still got money. They've still got transfer. It still comes down, doesn't it, through the...
Yeah, but they've not really done much business. I mean, they brought in Barnes. He's injured anyway. But they finished below us last season. You know, they hadn't scored a goal in the last 5 home games last season. Towards the end, they were struggling. I just don't know. I mean, I expected more from them. But I'm not surprised they're not, tearing up.
Well, I did expect it.
But they are still above us. So.
Yeah, you're right. Ian Small, come back on. Hadji to worry. Needs to get out of Turkey mentally ASAP. So that's where he played in Turkey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who did he play for? One of the big boys in Turkey? Was it
no. Adan Spor or somebody. Yeah.
One of the lower league teams.
Yeah. Well, they're in the top league, but that means nothing.
No, not in Turkey, I don't think. Evening, Keith Ray. I moved to Canada and settled in. So
he's he'll be here soon, November.
Well, he's coming over in November. All right.
Yeah, for a week. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
We'll have him on when he comes over.
Definitely.
He can sit next to me and do it for
him. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll get you on, Keith, when you come over from Canada. Give us a shout. We'll get you on, no problem. Skybu Sam, they need time. Doesn't help that neither's had a run of games. We've gotten 5 games in a row. It's chop and change. Yeah, I suppose the international break, which I hate, by the way. I mean, what's your feelings on the international break, Wayne? Do you like it or not?
Not really, but usually it's come at the right time for us. But for this one, I think it's come at the right time this time. Yeah.
How about you, Claudio? Are you in favour of the international break?
No, I used to love international football. I'm not. Well, look at the flag behind me. We've been shocking. I know we won the
I wasn't going to bring that up.
I know we won the Euros, and of course you probably remember that well when we won the Euros.
I do remember that, yeah.
But the World Cups, I'm more interested in World Cups, and we've been awful the last couple. So, yeah, I just hate it breaks the flow of the league. You just get into it. I mean, the managers, they hate the Saturday, Wednesday. I love it. I do.
Yeah.
And it's game after game after game. So with this break's just a pain, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
It used to be worse when we were in League One, where you couldn't play your game. Other games were going on, but you couldn't play somebody because they'd have somebody playing for Papua New Guinea or somebody.
That's right.
And we couldn't play.
Yeah.
It's like
everybody has
ridiculous.
To play. Yeah, it was. It really just do my head in.
Under 21s or under 23s, it's a nonsense.
Ian Small, Hadji 7 million, Yates 2.5. Yeah, well, there you go. There's a difference, isn't it? I mean, was it 7 million for Hadji? It wasn't unconfirmed, weren't it? I presume it was. They reckon it was around that figure,
didn't they? 7 going up to 9, I heard, wasn't it?
Well, that's what I hear, but they always say undisclosed, don't they? Which really annoys me because they never tell you how much they pay. Nobody ever knows officially. They can guess, or we get all these media quotes at how much it is. So we don't really know how much we pay for Hadji, but I presume it's over 5 million. I presume it was over 5 million.
I mean, they're probably, if it's 7 million, they probably paid about half of that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nobody pays it in full, very rarely.
No, they've probably got some sort
unless you're desperate to get hold of somebody like Jude Bellingham.
Well, yeah.
Then you pay the big money to make sure you get them. But a lot of the time they pay in instalments, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Simon Wells, Norwich looked very average. Yeah, I agree with you there, Simon. Keith's come back on. Where's the lucky cat?
They're outside in the catio at the minute.
No doubt we'll make an appearance at some stage. Can guarantee that. Latty needs time to take over from Kelly. Yeah, you're right there. He probably does need a bit of time, but he looked good. He looked good, didn't he?
I don't think he does need time. He plays that position for Jamaica.
Yeah, he does.
I think he needs more time at right wing back than he does in midfield.
And that's why I was surprised when we were short in midfield that Robbins didn't put him straight in there. Because we got plenty of centre halves, and we were going to talk about Kitchen. What would you think Kitchen's performance was in the night? Because we paid a bit of money for him from Barnsley. Apparently, he was top player for Barnsley. He hasn't really started many games for us, has he? He played against Norwich yesterday, and then he came off, didn't he? So, what's your big views on him, Wayne? Or Claudio, whatever.
Oh, sorry, you go, Wayne. You go.
I didn't really notice him, to be honest with you, yesterday. For me, I thought Binks was unlucky to be dropped.
Yeah.
But Kitchen, it's still early, isn't it? We've not really seen him, so know, to judge him.
He hasn't started
yet.
I think Robbins brought Kitchen in to sort of take over from Fads. I think eventually, when obviously, but Fads has been outstanding, and you can't really drop him. But he wasn't probably sure whether he was going to play 2 games a week, like we do. And you might have to rest him one and bring him back for another. And I think that was the idea of getting Kitchen in. But obviously, Fads has been playing so well. Kitchens have got to bide his time. Do you agree with that, Claudio?
Yeah, no, I think Kitchen is the replacement for Fads, and the fact that Wayne said he didn't notice him is a good thing, because I noticed Bobby Thomas, he kept giving the ball away in the first half.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting noticed, it's probably great. You must be doing something right. Bobby Thomas keeps doing that run, doesn't he? Where he tries to carry the ball forward and then
he takes one too many and then loses it, and then the team break forward, and then he's out of position.
Yeah, but I thought Kitchen did what he had to do. He's just steady, but when we don't really concede much ground defensively, we just give away daft goals.
Yeah.
When we're not even really under pressure. That's what's frustrating.
Yeah.
Virtually all the goals we've given away this season, has there been a moment of magic from the opposition? I don't think so.
Not really, no.
Yeah, all of them you could narrow down to somebody or a couple of players not doing what they should have been doing.
Yeah. Ian Pimlock, good evening, Ian. It's hard for the new player to settle in, especially if it involves a family move, new schools, new jobs, to find new home and furnishings. It's all distraction from the day job. Yeah, probably agree with you there, Ian. It is. Some people settle in better than others. I'm sure the club have got certain people that help the players settle in and pick the best areas to live in and stuff like that.
It's got to be hard for somebody like Tats that doesn't even speak the language, and he seems to be doing it.
Yeah, he seems to be doing it. Yeah, he got man of the match up in the lounges. We'll talk about him in a minute. He got man of the match up in the lounges on Saturday, and he has his interpreter with him. Because we couldn't understand. Obviously, Brian Roberts was interviewing him, and we couldn't quite understand what he was saying.
He understood the questions though, because he didn't interpret it. He didn't do the interpretation for the question. He asked him the question. He then spoke in Japanese. Then the guy.
Then the interpreter.
What he said.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It went down well. It went down well up in the lounge. He got a round of applause. It was good. It was good. How do you write as bad as Drinkle signing?
Oh dear.
Do you remember Kevin Drinkle?
Oh God.
We all do here, don't we?
Yeah, Kevin Drinkwell, I think is what we nicknamed him.
Was that Terry Butcher signing?
Yeah, it was Cyril's replacement, wasn't it? Pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, he scored loads of goals for Norwich and Rangers, but he turned up at our players, particularly overweight. And I think he scored on his debut, but that was about it. He scored against something like Grimsby in the League Cup or something like that, and that was about it, pretty much. It's not. It wasn't. He
didn't score many, did he? No.
In fairness, it was the early 90s. They all used to drink, didn't they?
I think the culture changed.
Alan Shearer was later than that, and he used to say he used to have chicken and beans and something for lunch, and people used to eat steak pies. I don't know how they did it, and then go and play football.
You're right there. Yeah. What was I said? Bobby Thomas, very shaky just lately. Yeah, we were just talking about Bobby Thomas gives the ball away a bit too much sometimes. Kitchen looked okay yesterday. Still early days. Yeah, probably agree with that. Kitchen was captain for Barnsley. He will come good. Well, apparently he was outstanding for Barnsley. I know a friend of mine who knows somebody who's a big Barnsley fan, and he was sorry to see him go because he was absolutely fantastic for Barnsley. And he rated him really highly. So, but of course, different level, wasn't it? Barnsley to Championship, I suppose. Wes, good evening, Wes. We need a new corner taker, 1,000%. For so many tall players, JE isn't even getting past the 18-yard box. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. We're struggling to get it past the first player.
Yeah, yes. Well, corners, we used to have, Gus used to take them, didn't he, a lot? And we used to change it a bit. I mean, I think Silver's took it. There's a few players have been taking them. Well, John Eustace used to take them quite regular, and then we used to change it around all the time. So I don't know why Josh Eccles takes them more on a regular basis. If he's not getting them in far enough, surely Robbins should spot that and change it.
Well, they did a little training ground routine in the first half, didn't they? One of the corners. That was quite good. We played it short, and then Josh got it back, and then somebody pulled it back. And you thought, oh, they've worked at that.
Yeah,
they probably need to do a few more of those because
they do. We don't tend to score many. That's the problem. It's a big problem sometimes for us. We don't score enough from set pieces, do we? Like free kicks and corners. Very rarely.
There's a stat out there that'll tell you that getting a corner is not actually that great because there's not that many goals scored direct from corners where they put the ball in as a header. It's I mean, you get a corner, there's a massive cheer. It's like, hooray, we've got a corner. And then a lot of the time, nothing actually happens from a corner.
No. Or the referee blows for a free kick. For a foul.
Not a lot. There's not many goals scored at corners compared to the amount of corners you get.
No. I quite agree there. Kenatomo, I find it hard to read on the forum and some of the comments on CWR about Thomas. I think he's doing a fair job. Fans need to calm down, in my opinion. Yeah, he's only a young lad, Thomas. And these are all new signings, so they're going to take time to settle in.
I think it's because he started off so well, in the first. He
started off brilliantly.
For the first few matches for me, he was my man of match. And I think that's been the problem. I think the standard's been set high, and hopefully pick it back up.
Wayne, I think that's to do with the fact Hamer was still at the club because he would come and get the ball off these players.
Yeah,
and then he'd do his thing. He didn't have to do much thinking really. His job was he was winning the tackles, wasn't he? Then just laying a short pass off. And I think that's probably what the difference is.
Yeah, I quite agree. I think you've got to remember Hamer was there the first few matches.
First thing I want from my defenders is that they defend.
Yeah.
I don't care about the passing around at the back and all the rest of it. They need to defend as defenders. That's the main. That's the main thing, isn't it, of a defender, really?
If you need to get rid, just get rid.
Yeah.
No matter how you do, just get rid of it. Donkey Drinkle, says Ian Pinlock. I'm sure there's a few more comments.
It does worry me a lot, though, when we play around with it at the back. Yeah. We seem to... I can understand what we're trying to do, but we haven't gelled as a back line yet, and trying to walk it out or pass it out, it frightens me sometimes.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, it frightens me as well. It's just frustrating sometimes because I know we've got players to come back. We've got Sheaf, O'Hare, Palmer, and Kelly as well. Obviously now he's been injured, so we've got all them to come back, and it'll be a different ball game once they're back. Obviously, it should be a lot more effective for us. And we'll have a bit more confidence in our play, I think. We're just lacking that little bit of confidence sometimes, I think. Simon Wells, Eccles very average at set pieces. Shocking. Well, Eccles, I like Eccles. I thought he's done all right under the circumstances after he got thrown in there. Obviously, Hamer's gone and he's sort of big boots to fill, really, isn't it? Hamer, he's not a Gus Hamer for sure, but he's only a young lad, so he's certainly improved over the last couple of seasons. Josh Eccles, he really has, and and he's got in there with a couple of goals as well sometimes. So he's going to have the odd bad game as well. So he's only a young lad as well. So we've got to get behind these players as well. We can't be criticising them too much. You're in the tavern, Ken. Sorry, missed you at the beginning. Mixed grill looks nice. I haven't had a mixed grill yet. I am in the Scarborough Tavern, but I can confirm I've not had a mixed grill. Not yet, anyway. But I can smell it from here. It smells lovely. Yeah. 5% is a stat on corners. Yeah, there you go. Claudio. 5%. That's low. That's very low.
I said it's rubbish. Yeah. I'm glad somebody said that in case you all think I'm talking rubbish. But it is.
I thought it would be higher than that.
No, it is. It's poor. The amount of goals scored direct from a ball into the box from a corner.
And what happened to Milan's long throw?
Yeah.
Yes, that stopped all of a sudden. I mean, he must have been. Well, he must get told not to do it. I presume he's got instructions.
Bobby Thomas has got a long throw as well.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. That's a question maybe somebody needs to ask Robbins, CWR or whoever needs to ask them and say, look, we've got that long throw in the team. Use it. It's an extra. It's better than a corner, isn't it? A long throw. Because you've got a better angle to throw the ball at. So, why not use it? Keith's come back. Back in the 80s, I used to scream at the team playing their half. Yes, I think we all used to do things in the 80s, I know. Dave McGee, good evening, Dave. Hadji, Thomas, etc. Need to get in the faces more. Big Vic and Hamer, push ball forward every time, need to go for it. That attitude needs to be focused to get an improvement. Yeah, I think Big Vic and Hamer are a different class, aren't they? You're talking a different class player. And we haven't really replaced them, have we, to be honest? Certainly not Hamer at the moment, I don't think. We have got players out injured as well, obviously, which would make a big improvement to the team when they come back. Big Vic as well, I suppose. We've all got to remember Big Vic when he first came, he wasn't that good, was he? I mean, everybody was having a go at him, if you remember how we signed him for and stuff like that.
Well, when we signed Big Vic, we're playing the football we're playing now, where we're knocking it around, slow build-up. We kind of changed to suit Big Vic, you could say, because with him we're far more direct. Because they were saying in this new word in football, transition. Last season we had the highest stats for turning the ball from defence to attack. Yeah, getting it up there really quick. We don't do that now. We've gone back to the slow, patient build-up. So if Vic was playing now in our system, it wouldn't work. He'd be waving his arms around, waiting for the ball. He'd be frustrated.
Exactly. You've got to have the players to play in the system, haven't you? It's no good just buying. Yeah, and I'm sure Robbins has brought these players in to play a certain way, and it takes time. Obviously, they've got some good coaches there with AD Vivash and Robbins and the back, and the back room staff, Dennis Lawrence and all them, and they've turned mediocre players, if you like, into good players. And look at Vic. He was excellent at the end, and we got £20 million for him, so it couldn't be too bad, could it? Really, he's we all seen what sort of threat he was when he left us, and £20 million player is not bad from 1 million. It's a good profit, isn't it? Really, when you work it out. In small, I think Lats in midfield will add confidence to the likes of O'Hari. He will offer some security like Kells did. Yeah, I think you're right there, Ian. I think Lats has got to start in midfield now for me until. Would you all agree with that? I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Until O'Hare and Sheaf and that are back, and we've got all the rest of the midfield players back to normal, I think for me, Lats would be the number one choice in midfield, because we've got plenty of cover at centre half, haven't we? We've got Kitchen, we've got Bobby Thomas, we've got plenty of cover there, and even Bidwell can play centre half if need be. He's been on the bench, so I think we need to start in midfield, to be honest. Milan is the best signing, Simon Wells. Do you think Milan's the best signing, Claudio?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the impact when he came on yesterday, and the way the crowd lifted as well. I know he looks the real deal. He does.
Yeah,
I think he'll be the free kick taker as well. I mean, his free kick goal was Hamer-esque, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant, to be fair. I think Sims has really improved last 3 games. Yeah, he has. I agree with that. He's going to get better every game, Big Sims. Sakamoto's a big throw for a small guy. Yeah, I suppose he did. Let's talk about Sakamoto. Man of the match. Were you all man of the match, Wayne, yesterday?
Yeah, with Sakamoto for his work rate. Yeah.
But he hasn't been starting games, has he? Some people say he's a bit lightweight and he gets pushed off the ball easy, but he's that sort of player who's got a trick up his sleeve, hasn't he? And you never know what to expect from him. And I like that type of player. And obviously the way we play, sometimes it's difficult for Sakamoto to slot in. But I'd certainly find a space for him. Would you agree with that, Claudio? Would you like Sakamoto to play more games?
Oh yeah, his work rate's phenomenal.
Yeah.
His enthusiasm. I mean, it's typical of a Japanese footballer. They're so hard to play against. loads of energy in your face. It's a bit like the Koreans as well. They're very similar as well. The way they play, it's full on, pressure, just getting on with it. And the crowd love it, don't they? You need 2 or 3 players like that because they're the players who get the crowd going.
Yeah.
And he deserved his man of the match. I mean,
without doubt.
He got it by the end of the first half, to be honest, because his energies and the fact he swapped wings and just carried on doing it on the other side.
Yeah. I thought he was excellent. I thought, he's got a trick up his sleeve, hasn't he? So, you just never know what to expect from him. Right, we're going to have a short break now. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a bit about the family zone, which was yesterday, which we all were at. We've seen you there as well, didn't we, Wayne? You popped down to see us, didn't you?
Yeah.
You popped down to see us, Wayne? Yeah. Me, Claudio, and Claudio.
Yeah, I said hello.
Yeah, you did. You certainly did. We're going to have a short break and then we'll come back and we'll talk a bit more about that and put a few photos up from yesterday.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Right, okay, I just got to show you that before we start. This is just a reminder on the 10th of November, CCSE boys of 87. They've got a night at the Walsgrave Working Mens Club. We gave a couple of tickets away last week for this, so obviously it's going to be a great night. Me and Vicky will be down there. So I think Claudio, you're going as well, aren't you, Claudio?
Yeah, Keith's coming as well. Keith from
Canada. Keith.
Right,
Keith from Canada will be there. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, so we look forward to that. And so get down there. It's only £10 a ticket, so it's going to be a good night. So I think we could all get down there and support the boys. Got some fantastic memories from 1987. It'll be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it myself. Right then, the family zone. We were there yesterday. Me, Claudio, and his lad were giving stuff away. Unfortunately, Miles got stuck in Leamington on the train, so he didn't get there. Didn't arrive till late, bless him. And then we've seen Wayne and a few of the other lads. Nice to see a few old faces came down and said hello. Reese came down. Ian Small was down there. Glenn, they all said hello. Yeah, it was great. It's a great day again. It's a very busy day. We gave a lot of popping cliffs away. We had a competition to these are just some of the pictures from yesterday. Some of the winners of the from the kids that won the prizes. They're all over the moon, obviously. They're quite a lot away. And big thanks to Lee at CCFT Prints, who provided us with these prints to give away as part of the prizes. Thank you very much, Lee, again for supporting us and supporting the Family Zone. All these are given away. We've got a winning water bottle. There we are, the Three Musketeers. So yeah, it was a great day. Great day had by all, and yeah, it was a fantastic day, Claudio. Wasn't it? Did you enjoy your?
I thought it was brilliant. It was really good. And Luca enjoyed it as well. I said to Luca, it's great. I mean, you know, when we were 5 or 6 going to matches, you rarely saw young girls going to football matches. And what I thought was great was the fact you got all families who've got sons, but there's, I mean, just as many girls as boys come to watch the City now, which I think is absolutely fantastic to see that. You know, the whole mix. And it does make for a more civilized atmosphere, I think. You know, it really does.
I mean, there was all sorts of things going on in there, weren't there? There's loads of stuff going on. You know, not just us giving away the pop and crisps. There was like table football and
it's just. I mean,
Clive was going around with a microphone.
The whole Family Zone is fantastic. The way it's run, the amount of effort, and I was watching it thinking, God, they put in so much effort here. And they really need to be applauded. They're like the unsung heroes, aren't they?
They are. And,
you know, and
they're all volunteering.
Everyone's volunteering.
Yeah.
And what was nice was like, I mean, obviously we were sponsoring the crisps and pops, the pop whatever, and parents were saying, "Oh, how much do you want for the crisps? How much?" And we're going, "No, it's
free. Yeah, they're trying to
free,
buy
basically." Yeah. And it was, but it's just great. It's great to see. I mean, those kids. I mean, we, you know, like we were when I was 5 the first time I went.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still doing it now.
Well, that's it. It's important to get them on board now because they're going to always remember that, and they'll always support Coventry in years to come, aren't they? I mean, we're already starting to see the benefits. We're already starting to see more Cov City shirts around the town and around everywhere when you walk around in the town and shops and stuff like that. You know, let's get rid of all these Man United and Liverpool shirts. We don't need them. You know, they're born and bred in Cov. They should support Cov. I think anyway.
Around Leamington, Warwick, Kenilworth, you walk down the high streets and main streets, you see people with some sort of Cov regalia. And I was saying to Caroline, I said, "This is great. It's, you know, it's even when I'm near Borsall Common and Birchland, there's people here in Borsall Common wearing City shirts. I'm thinking they're normally Blues and Villa.
Yeah, that's right. They are there normally.
You know, this has changed since I moved here 7 years ago, but that's all down to success, isn't it? And that feeling of not being embarrassed to wear your club colours. That's what it is for a lot of people because they want the mickey taken out of them, basically. Yeah, because
they've had a couple of trips to Wembley, the youngsters, haven't they? You know, so they've all enjoyed a nice couple of trips to Wembley over the last few years, which we had to wait a long time because our last one before that was '87, wasn't it? So they've had it good. They've had it quite good, haven't they? Over the last couple of years, really, compared with what was like all our oldies had to put up with. But yeah. Now,
I'm Ken. All right, Bob. So, how good has it been doing this to help sponsor the Family Zone this season?
It's been fantastic. It's been really enjoyable. It's great seeing all the youngsters, and everyone seems really enthusiastic. It's absolutely brilliant seeing everybody. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, the Family Zone love it when you sponsor because we're giving something back to the kids, and it's all free. I mean, I know you're Sky Blue Fans TV for the fans, by the fans, and I heard from a little bit this week you've now joined the team.
That's right, I'm part of the management team, so to speak. So, yeah, they've got me on board. It's a massive signing. They've had to really break the bank to get me in.
Yeah, I heard it cost so much money we had to go in more crunches.
That's right. I prefer dairy milk, but crunches are okay.
Right. Okay, so today you gave out 270 free popping crisps.
Yeah, we did. We probably could have almost doubled that. It's great, absolutely brilliant. I mean, I came here as a 5-year-old, so you know, and I'm 58, so it's 53 years of this. I brought my lad at the same kind of age as well. So you've got to start with the youngsters, get the kids in. They're the future.
Yeah, it's like And you've been here as 5-year-old, you know Pat when she was only 100.
Yeah, that's right.
Brilliant. From the families down, thank you very much. It's a massive, brilliant thing you do, and we really appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
No, thank you.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, welcome on. It was an undisclosed fee, by the way, that we paid for.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we can't talk about it.
Yeah, well, welcome on board, mate. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure
really happy to do it. Yeah, I love this sort of stuff. Love it.
Right, let's talk about some of the things that you've sent in, Claudio. Explain what these are to us.
I was looking for some other Coventry City. I mean, my house is full of Coventry City stuff, basically, and I was looking for something else, and found these old newspapers from the week we won promotion or won the league, actually, 1967. And these are like in pristine condition. They're really, and I just love looking at stuff like this. It's, I love the football stuff. I'm more fascinated with the adverts.
Yeah, there's quite a lot.
But there's some of the stuff in there. We're gonna take on the world, according to our owner. Then
these would be worth quite a bit of money if you keep these in good condition.
Yeah, I've got. I mean, they are really like as if I bought them yesterday. It's.
So you kept them in like in a suitcase up in the loft.
Yeah, and they were like in a cardboard box, obviously a big one.
Yeah.
But I keep them in one of the bedrooms down, one of the drawers under the bed, so they're flat basically.
Wow.
They're great. Actually, I love things like this because there could be somebody now.
Yeah, in that picture, a little kid in that picture. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's interesting, there's an article saying, "Are you one of the lucky fans who got a shirt?" So 11 players, I've got the shirts from the match. So the players must have thrown the shirts into the crowd. And there's 11 kids. I've got these shirts, and it's saying, "Are you one of the children who've got the shirt? Could you come forward and say, I've got kind of thing."
Wow. I mean, that bloody hell, if you're lucky enough to get one of them shirts, that would be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, that's just away at Cardiff. That's just in red. Away kit.
In red. Bloody hell.
That's Ninian Park. Look at the state of it.
Look at the state of it. My God, look at that stand.
I know.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's great, Nick.
Fantastic pictures. Yeah. Really are good.
And that's my favourite page, actually, with all the old
all the adverts, yeah.
I mean, the Paris cinema is what's the old Empire on Far Gosford Street, which is now shut, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But they're all there. It's amazing how many cinemas are around Coventry. But as a historical thing, it's a fascinating thing anyway. I mean, you think how old it is? I mean, 55 years.
Yeah, it is. It is quite old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also today, Mr. Blue Sky turned up at my house because I've got a stack of videos.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, you've met Mr. Blue Sky personally.
I've met Mr. Blue Sky from YouTube.
How was he? All right.
We had a good chat, and he collected a huge box off me full of videos. Yeah. And I got a message back saying, "Unbelievable, they play and they're clear." So there's some stuff that's going to go on, all Cough stuff.
Oh, fantastic! That's great.
There's so much stuff he's got to go through. There's absolutely heaps of it. So
yeah, he's got a fantastic collection already. I mean, he's doing a great job providing us with all our videos.
Luckily, they're okay. So there's some live matches there that were first shown. Our first live match, which was on ITV in 1990, I think it was, against Arsenal. That's on then the full game.
Oh, is it?
So, and things like that.
0-0.
0-0. And then we played them, and then they showed us live again against them at home, and that was 0-0 as well.
Of course. We were on again for that for ages.
We were rarely on. Yeah, but no, it's just stuff I've got basically, and sometimes you come across some gems, don't you?
You do. Let's have a look at some of the more of the comments that are coming in. Sky Blue Sam. Agree, echoes Alan and Ariana, defensive midfield like Sheaf and Kelly. Latiers, yeah, you're right there. Absolutely, that's why I think he should play. He should definitely play in midfield in the next game. We're going to talk about the next 3 games coming up in just a minute. Dave McKee, last jigsaw piece is an attacking midfielder. you go back to last year's tactics, were that close. Yeah, I mean, and that's where we're missing O'Hare, obviously.
Yeah.
That is our missing piece of the jigsaw. But we don't know whether he's going to come back the O'Hare we know, do we? And that's going to take a bit of time, I think. You can't just shove him in and hope him to be exactly the same as he was, because he probably won't be for a few games. Maybe it's going to take time to adjust. I think, So I don't think he's going to jump. I don't think personally he's going to put him in straight away. I think he'll probably come in off the bench a couple of times, and then eventually he'll start again. But I think everybody expects O'Hare to come straight back in and be O'Hare he was last year. That might not happen. It might happen. I mean, he might be great and he might do that. But I just got a funny feeling it's going to take a couple of games before O'Hare gets to the O'Hare we know from last season, before he got injured against Sheffield United. So, he is a missing piece of the jigsaw, I think. Tats is a Japanese Dave Bennett. Well, would you agree with that, Wayne? Japanese Dave Bennett.
I can see where Ian's going with that.
He was tricky though, Bennett. Well, Bennett was a very tricky player. I remember him playing for Man City as well, Dave Bennett, didn't he? He played in that cup final
played Man City,
when Hutchinson scored at both ends, if you remember.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. David Geesler, they all look great. All them pictures, Claudio.
Cheers.
Did you see them legs? Get arrested. At you then, because you had your shorts on, didn't you?
Yes.
Ken Tomo said sometimes it's really interesting how the world has changed, internet, etc. I used to love watching the scramble for the pink in the pubs and clubs on a Saturday night. Yeah, I used to queue up for the pink, and it used to be always late, didn't it? It was just after 6 o'clock. You used to get outside the newsagents, and we all had to have the pink to get the results and get the pictures and get the report. And sometimes it didn't turn up till like 6:20 sometimes. And they had the telegraph vans driving around Coventry like madmen trying to deliver these pinks. But yeah, our times have changed. There's no such thing as a pink now. The pink's finished. The telegraph is very, very rare. I buy a telegraph, to be honest. Do you still buy the Coventry Telegraph, Claudia?
No, the last time I bought it was a Cov City related thing.
Yeah.
Recently, but very rarely.
I used to get it delivered, but
I did.
Yeah.
In fact, at one stage, it was me and my dad fighting for it to read the match report.
Yeah, on the back page, everybody wants to see what the back page and what the report was. How about you, Wayne? You used to get the Did you used to get the Telegraph as well?
You used to get the Telegraph, you used to get the pink, but now it's all online, isn't it?
On there. Yeah. I mean, they must have lost a fortune, the Telegraph, about all these papers they don't sell now, because I don't know anybody that gets it. Well, it gets it delivered now, to be honest.
I don't remember the last time I got any paper.
No, that's right. In the morning paper, I used to get a morning paper to go to work, and I don't bother with them now because you get all the news online on your phone, can't you?
Yeah.
I was in the pink when I was about 7 years old. I put it online a few times. A photo. It's the face in the crowd.
Oh yes.
And they just circle the person.
What did you win for that?
A fiver if you won a fiver if your face was circled. The guy next to me was circled. And I looked really miserable. I got a bobble hat on. I looked really miserable. So I thought, I'm going to have a look up and find out what game it was. And we were playing Derby and we were losing 2-0. That's probably why I looked miserable. And I often say that's my face for the most of the 53 years I've been watching COP. That's how I've always looked. but that's another thing I'd forgotten. It was in amongst some photo albums. And I thought, I forgot. This is great when I found it. So
Ian Pimlock come on and said used to be sent for the pink after the match when Mum got back from the game. Yeah, great memories, to be honest. Joining the queue to get the pink. If you go to the Telegraph Hotel, they have some of the original pinks in the newspapers there. So, yeah, I believe they do. They've got like a memory place. The new Telegraph Hotel in the city centre, where the Telegraph offices used to be. They have like a big area where you can look back at some of the old papers. Or you can actually order a paper if you've got the date. If you've got a picture in there that you need to see, you can order the paper from that date and they'll get it sent to you.
Oh, brilliant.
Which is good. So look back in the archives if you like. But yeah. Away the lads, says Geordie. Away the lads. Yeah. Good evening, Geordie. How are you? All right. So there you go. Right, we caught up with all the messages. Let's talk about the next. Let's talk about the next 3 games then. Because we've got the international break, which none of us like, but we'll have to find something else to do next Saturday. I'm sure we can find something. Bristol City away, Rotherham away, and West Brom at home. So, how many points, Wayne, could you see us picking up from them 3 games?
I'll go for 7.
Go for 7. What? Bristol 3, Rotherham 3, West Brom 1.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So the West Brom game's been moved to the Monday. Remember now?
Monday night. Yeah.
The live Sky TV game. How about you, Claudio? How many points can you see?
Oh, I'm only going 5.
You're going 5. So what combination you got? Bristol.
A draw at Bristol.
A draw at Bristol. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to beat Rotherham. They're rubbish, basically. They're not very good. So and then a draw against the Baggies.
I mean, they're all winnable games, aren't they? Really?
Well, they are, but I'm just thinking the way we play. I mean, it depends who comes back after the break. We might not be different.
Yeah. I mean, if we have Sheaf back, and maybe Palmer could be fit. I'm not sure about O'Hare, but I mean, I think certainly Sheaf and Palmer. I think if they're back, then we've got a chance.
I mean, I've been saying it quite a while now. I think it's now 34 matches, only 5 defeats. So they're very hard to beat. I would like us to see us win a game from coming from behind. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah,
because I think that's a hurdle we need to get over.
Yeah,
like yesterday would have been an opportunity, wasn't it? We just couldn't quite do it. But I think 5 points out of that is not a bad return, really. Bristol City, that's a tough away game. We've got a massive following going for that. We've got another 600 tickets, I think, available tomorrow.
Yeah, we have. I've got my ticket. Are you going to Bristol?
My lad's going on my ticket.
Is he?
I've got way more points than him, you see, so I can't go. So I've bought the ticket, and he's going basically.
How about you, Wayne? You going to Bristol?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. We won there last year, didn't we? Did we win at Bristol last year? Or was it a draw? Can't remember. I don't think we got beat. I think it might have been a draw, but we certainly won there recently. I remember winning there 2-1, I think it was, or 1-0. But somebody will probably tell us in a minute. But it's normally quite a reasonable ground. And they've started. They're a bit of a different team as well, aren't they, Bristol? They're a very strange team, aren't they? Sometimes they have a good run, and then they might go back 4 or 5 weeks without winning the game.
Well, they've got a very strange manager, haven't they?
They've got a very strange manager.
I can't work out in his interviews whether he's just taking the mick or he's just being awkward, because he's got that strange attitude. I mean, I know when they beat us in the League Cup game at the Pirelli Stadium, afterwards he was so up himself.
Oh yeah, he beat our reserve team basically, didn't he?
And he was
playing.
It's just so. I couldn't describe it. I thought, it's not our problem. It's not our fault. You've had to come here to play.
Yeah, blaming it on us. Yeah,
we've done everything to get the game on, and you wouldn't reverse the fixture. Oh. So, what could we do? And I just thought his attitude was terrible after that game. And he played Naki Wells, the Austrian guy, and the other forward. They played his 3 front players. He's played his starting lineup on a Saturday, basically. Yeah. We'd got our reserves out.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect him to beat us that night, but his attitude's weird. He's a weird manager.
Yeah, he's a very strange guy. And they went on a bad run for a long time. I think last season they went on quite a bad run at one stage. And I thought he was probably going to next manager to get sacked, but he managed to survive, didn't he? So he's still there at the moment. But yeah, very strange team, Bristol City. You never know what to expect from them. But I'm going to go for. I'll probably agree with you, Wayne. I'm going to go for 7 points. 3. I think we beat Bristol. I think we beat Rotherham, and I'll happy to have a point against West Brom. Although it'd be great to beat them, wouldn't it? I mean, we beat them last year with that last-minute penalty, didn't we? Big Vic, that midweek game. That was great to beat them. Because such a long time since we beat them. And it was great to beat them last year, weren't it? Because West Brom were a bit of a bogey side for us. It's always nice to beat them, and I think we'll get a point minimum. But I say, depending on who's back, we've got Chief back, we've got Palmer back, and maybe O'Hare on the bench. You never know. Yeah, we might even get 3 points against West Brom. So they're a bit of another strange side, aren't they? They should be up there challenging, but they seem to lose a few. They got beat by Birmingham the other night, didn't they, West Brom?
Yeah, I watched the majority of that game. They weren't great.
No.
In fact, neither team were, to be honest. It was. The commentators were trying their best to big it up, but it was. It was hard. It was a hard watch.
Yeah. It'd be nice. Look, it'd be nice to get 9 points. Brilliant, but I can't guarantee that. But I'll be happy with 7. Just a reminder before we wrap up about the Boys of 87 at the Walsgrave Club. Tickets £10. You can get them go on to online or contact the Walsgrave Social Club. I believe you can buy them on the night as well, or pop into the social club and pay £10 cash. If you want to pay cash, you can do that. It's going to be a good night. That's on the 10th of November. We've got a few more comments coming before we go. Sky Blue Sam, by the way, you need to contact us with your address because you won the Spot the Ball, I've been told by last time by Miles, and you haven't sent us your address yet. So if you send us your address, we'll send you your prize. So there you go. And he's come back on and said we've not lost in our last 5 games to Bristol City in the league. Well, that's not bad. It's not a bad record. Bristol City aren't in great form. Rotherham are hit and miss. West Brom aren't scoring many goals either, keeping clean sheets. Yeah, as I said, they all are winnable games, all 3 of them. So 9 points there, said Kenneth Tomo. Fill your glasses up. As Miles will be happy. Sky Blue Sam, again, Rotherham, we've not lost in the last 5 games with them either. Catty Cats, we drew at Bristol, I think. It was 0-0 midweek game. Yes, I think we did actually, 0-0. And I think we won there the previous season before that. I think we won 2-1. If I'm not mistaken. Can't quite remember, but I think that was the case. But yeah, I mean, if we can get the 7 points, that'd be ideal. But I think it's early days. I, for one, don't start. Look, I know the league table's there. Wayne, do you look at the league table this early and think, or do you wait to sort of Christmas before you judge a team how well we're going to finish?
I keep my eye on it, but I think Christmas for me is more of a teller. Yeah,
I think so, because a lot of teams. I mean, look at us last year. We were bottom of the table, weren't we? And then we ended up getting in the playoffs. So we can turn it around. Anybody can. Claudio, do you look at the league table?
I do, but I mean, like last season, I didn't want to look at the table this time last year. It didn't look very good, did it?
No, it didn't.
No, I mean, like if you're Ipswich or Leicester, you'd probably love looking at the table at the minute because you're 1 and 2, aren't you? But I'd just mainly look at the points to start with, and then see where we can get with the next win.
Yeah.
I mean, we've not played enough games. Really, we've only played 10 of the teams, haven't we? Or 11 teams. It's not even. It's not even worth thinking about, is it? Really?
No, not really. No, I think. So let's say it's all early days. We should have won probably yesterday, but we didn't. The main thing is we didn't lose. If you can't win a game, don't make sure you don't lose it. Is my saying, and we didn't lose it, and it would have been frustrating if we had lost. All the fans would have been up in the arms and blah blah blah. As you said, Claudio, it seemed like we won, didn't we?
Yeah.
When we were leaving the stadium, people were all happy, and when we got that last minute goal, it puts people on a good vibe for the weekend.
It certainly does, and that last 15 minutes just gave the fans something to shout about. I think it showed that we're capable of playing that brand of football once we get into a rhythm. We just need to do that more often. That last 15 minutes needs to happen for at least half of the match, really.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you want to be on the edge
Yeah.
of your seat, don't you? You want to be cheering your team on. It works both ways, doesn't it? You can't. I mean, sometimes I hear, "Oh, the atmosphere's not been great today," but it works both ways, doesn't it? It's not like, I mean, when you see stuff in Argentina and certain parts of Italy and other South American countries as well, where the fans are absolutely mental. Basically, they're in the ground an hour or 2 hours before, and they're singing the song.
They are, yeah.
It's a totally different vibe. We're not like that over here, are we? Really, you do need something to happen.
We're down the pub. We sort of turn up the last 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the fans need to be in their seats a good half hour before kickoff and start the chanting then and get it going.
Well, maybe, you never know. I can't see that happening.
I tell you what, I thought the drummer was loud yesterday. You could really hear.
He was.
I
was going to talk about the attendance of 26,000. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, they bought 3,000, didn't they, with them? They were quite noisy when they went ahead, although we kept them quiet, I think, in the second half. But they had a great following, Norwich, and they normally do, to be fair to them, they do normally take quite a few away fans with them wherever they go, don't they? As a Norwich fan said to it, I mean, it's quite a short trip to Coventry for them. They look compared with all the rest of the games they have to go to. So yeah,
booing their players at the end.
Sorry,
weren't they booing their players at the end?
Well, I think there was a few boos in there. There was a few claps. I think it was a bit of a mixed response, really. I don't know whether they were happy the way they played or whatever. They should have probably come out and played a bit more football, which they didn't do. And there was certainly a few boos because I was over in Block 2, so I did hear a few boos.
Well, some of their fans are grumbling because there's a couple of lads on the Coventry forum saying they've got mates, and one of them went out for a meal with them, and they're saying that they just don't like watching what they're watching at the minute. They're finding it boring because they're not doing anything. They're basically every game they're just sitting back and waiting.
Yeah.
So, whether or not that's because Sargent's injured and Barnes is injured, so they've lost their forward line.
The Norwich fan that came on last week said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, imagine travelling a good distance and you sit there. Well, we've done it in the past, haven't you? You watch.
We've done it plenty of times. Yeah.
You basically watch nothing for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And it can be demoralising as a fan, and that's why sometimes people give up. Basically, you want to be. It's entertainment business, isn't it? Really, results business and entertainment. You want effort and a bit of entertainment and something to cheer.
Yeah. Ian's come back on and said Huddersfield felt like we lost. You're right, yeah, it probably did when we drew with Huddersfield because they scored in the last minute and that was a bit deflating, wasn't it, for all of us? Yesterday felt like we won. Yeah, exactly. I agree with both of them comments. Kanatoma, well done, chaps. Thanks for your time. Good show. Thanks very much, Kanatoma. Appreciate it. Keith Red's come back on. Q fanzine Gibson's head. What's it mean by that?
I'm not sure.
Q fanzine Gibson's head. I don't know. I'm not sure, but he's laughing about it anyway. So I thought you might know.
I don't know.
Gibson's head. I don't know. I'm sure he'll tell us. Eventually. So yeah. So we can just look forward to the 3 games.
I've got it now.
Go on.
Gary Mabbitt's knee. That was the name of the fanzine. He's saying fanzine Gibson's head because it was come off Gibson's head yesterday.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. I see.
He explained it now.
Yeah. I know what you mean now.
That's funny. Actually, you should say that. Look at these. Oh, the cat's come across the screen.
We had to have an appearance from the cat just before we were about to go off air.
So, just funny. All these fanzines have got as well.
Bloody hell. You've got
the old
fans
twist
there.
and shout. Yeah. It's got Gary Mabbitt's knee. There it is.
Oh, there it is. GMK.
Yeah.
I remember the guy used to sell that outside Highfield Road, didn't he?
Yeah. I used to love them when they first come out. I think they struggle to get more articles. It takes a lot of work, doesn't it? And it's
it is a lot of work. Yeah, it is.
There's some great letters in there, and sometimes I send people messages when I read the letter, going, look, I can't believe you wrote this, because that was our only chance of voicing your opinion, wasn't it? That and writing a serious letter to the paper.
Yes.
Now we got the internet where everybody just writes.
Well, it's instant now, isn't it? You can do it straight away.
Yeah.
You can just go online and put your view across instantly.
And it is funny because the amount of times somebody puts, "This is the worst performance I've ever seen," and then 30 seconds later you 2-0 up or something. I mean, that's happened to me before, where I've gone, "This is terrible. I can't see a scoring," and then
I think we're all guilty of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Keith's right there. Gary Mabbitt's knees on about. Yeah, you're quite right. He's come back on. Dave McGee says, "I'm a bit jealous that you at the Skywood Tavern, Ken. We'll have a curry and a pint next week." Yeah, definitely, Dave. Well, I can smell my meal. It's coming very shortly, which means it's time to go. Used to buy Gary Mabbitt's knee, says Ian Primlock. Yeah, I quite remember them all at Highfield Road, selling them all. It was, I don't know how much they were. They weren't very much to buy, were they?
a quid. A quid.
Oh, that's all right. Not bad, is it, really?
Well, some of the 50p.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, that's about it then, chaps. Thanks very much. The internet lasted. Nice. We have to do quite regular down here. I'll have to come down here now because it's sounded no problem whatsoever. While I've got a problem with my internet at home, it probably might be a good idea to venture out. I just thought we'd try something different tonight, and it worked quite well. But I will be getting my internet fixed at home very shortly. I'm just waiting to come and fit it because I've obviously just recently moved into a new place, so that was the problem. But yeah, it all lasted well, which was fantastic. Thanks very much for all the comments. Let's have a look if we've got any more comments. Bon appetit. I presume that's is that a point? Is it? What's that?
Bon appetit.
Appetit. Oh, right. Okay.
French, Ken.
Oh, French. Oh no. I'm not into that, but I don't like that. But
we've got the quiz on Thursday, haven't we, as well?
Yeah, I'm just about to say that about the quiz. I'll certainly buy you a pint, Dave, if you're down here next time you come down. Definitely, without a doubt. I might even come here next Thursday and do my bit of the quiz from here. So yeah, we've got the quiz next Thursday. Me, Claudio, and Victoria. It's going to be a fantastic quiz. Victoria's put all the questions together. She's done a fantastic job, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. She'll be very interested. I'm sure you're looking forward to it as well, Claudio, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
And Wayne will be back on the commenting, won't you? Be commenting. I'm sure you'll be listening next Thursday.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. We've got some more comments coming in now before we just have to wrap up with those comments. Dave McGee says you're on. No problem. I can buy you a pint. That's not a problem, Dave. And Joyner, evening, Anne. Saw Mabbott in his car in the traffic jam on the M1. Pointed to our knees. I bet he gets that all the time, doesn't he? Ian Plummet, good programme, lads. Made me smile. Thanks very much, Ian. And thanks very much for everybody who commented tonight. We do appreciate it. Much appreciated by all of us. Miles will be on holiday now, actually. He's going to be on holiday for a couple of weeks. So we've got the quiz on next Thursday, me, Victoria, and Claudio. We won't have a show on the Sunday because of the international break. And then I'll be back the following Thursday with a show before Miles comes back. We'll have Spot the Ball and everything as normal. And then Miles will be back the following week. So he's off to sunny Gran Canaria to top up his tan. I'm sure we're all jealous, him getting a bit of a winter tan. But he times it well, so he doesn't miss any games, see. So he times it quite well. He's very clever that way. Great show, thanks, said Dave. Thank you very much, lads. Thanks very much, Dave. Much appreciated. Thanks very much, Wayne, for coming on again.
No, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
No problem. Look forward to you tuning in for the quiz next Thursday. Claudio, thank you very much. Part of the team now, of course, so you'll be with us next Thursday for the quiz. So you won't be able to take part, I'm afraid. I think.
No, I was just thinking I'm a bit annoyed about that.
Well, I don't think you will be, but we'll have to discuss that. What our roles are going to be.
Yeah.
we'll sort that out anyway in the week. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So it was a good quiz last time with Miles and stuff. So hopefully it'll be a good quiz this time as well. I'm just glad my internet lasted and you could hear me loud and clear. Much better tonight. And I'm glad I came down here and did it. I didn't want to take the risk of leaving Claudio on his own if I went off the air. I didn't want to do that. But yeah. But thanks very much, everybody. Much appreciated, everybody who commented tonight. And again, thanks for everybody who came to the fan zone and supported us on Saturday. And hopefully enjoy your little break now, everybody. Enjoy your break. Don't know what I'm going to do next Saturday. I'll have to decide what I'm going to do. I'm sure we'll all find out something to do. These international breaks do my head in, but we can look forward to the game against Bristol City on the 21st of October, which is my birthday, by the way. So I should be travelling to Bristol on my birthday with Miles and stuff on the show. They'll have a live stream outside Ashton Gate as well. So that should be good. We're all looking forward to that. So that's it from the Sky Blue Tavern. My food's arrived. I can smell it. Yeah, it's coming over. So I'm going to wrap up and say a very good night from me, from the tavern. Thank you very much, Wayne. Thanks very much, Claudio. And it's Play Up Sky Blues.
Play Up Sky Blues.
Good night.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.